haven't really sat and had major chats with Alan. He'll have his own reasons, and I think everybody has to respect that. I think he's done, as in the short time I've been here, he's done great for the club and in a lot of aspects. So good guy, top guy, which is important. Good character, and I no doubt in due time I'll start, probably the story will start to unfurl.
I suppose the problem is that as a figurehead, as a front man, it doesn't leave many people left here on this side of the planet, does it? Because everybody else is based in India. So does that mean that you're going to have to start answering more things about what's going on behind the scenes? Because your remit purely is football, isn't it?
Well, I certainly hope not. That's not what I'm here for. And you're quite right. It's football that, as I said before, the club has to have a figurehead at it. I think all successful clubs do have somebody who pulls the strings off the pitch, and where the club goes at, I don't know yet until we find out the real what's going to happen. And it's somebody's going to have to answer things.
Because clearly they respect you and they've appointed you and they take on board what you say, I'm sure. Have you mentioned this to the owners? Look, we need a bit of help on this side of things.
It's something I will have the conversation, because you need, as I said before, you need somebody at the helm to build the club. You need you might call it a leader or chief exec or somebody with football knowledge that knows how to run a football club. And this club said people at the club that doesn't have a clue about football, and that's why it's went the way it is. And it's going to have to get people at the right places in the right time.
So you think things need to drastically improve off the field in terms of communication?
It has to. It has to. It's a lot of people work here. A lot of good people work here. A lot of supporters come and watch their team play. Yeah, it has to. It's important. Every successful club has it.
But it depends on what the people here are being told by the people in India, doesn't it, ultimately?
Yeah, I know.
They call the tune, I suppose.
Well, I know in any successful, everybody has to sing off the same hymn sheet, as they say. And I know it's an old cliche, but they do. We want to do well for the football club, the staff and players, supporters want the team to do well. We need everybody to do the same. But if it keeps building something and a brick keeps getting pulled away, then all you're doing is keeping the same level, and it's something that I certainly don't want to be that way inclined of being at the same level.
When the club was first taken over by the Rao family, a lot of things were said out in the open, perhaps, that they probably regretted. Since then, they've gone very quiet publicly. They don't tend to say very much, if anything at all. Do they need to come out of their shell and start addressing the fans a bit more?
I think it helps. I think it definitely helps. Even for you lads, because you're the voice in the media that can help that sort of scenario. That there's got to be, as I said before, there's got to be a leader somewhere to be the voice and be the focal point of it. And you need that, as I said before, because especially local media, it's important to speak to the fans of what's actually going on.
Because the final thing to say on this is that people then start to make jump to their own conclusions, which aren't always necessarily the right ones.
No, they don't. And I had the same thing at Aston Villa, which I vowed I'll never go through again. And so that's why I know from my own experiences, it's better to, because you have people who watch your team and watch your football club, who support it through thick and thin. And this club in the last few years has had major blows to it, and it needs to be pulled up again.
The other thing that's come out this week is the accounts. The actual wage bill has decreased quite significantly, which is a great step in the right direction, but debts have just topped over £100 million. How do you think that might affect you going forwards with your team building? Have you had any conversations at all during the break with the owners?
No, I hope to have some sort of clarification in the next couple of weeks anyway. That's what I'm hoping for, and I just saw that the accounts what it was, and it's not just something you can get and magic out the air. So that's why I think there's got to be a lot of talking and leadership on how they reduce the debt, I think, and or how they go about it. Because it's important, as I said, because you have a lot of fans that come and watch it, and it's their club, no matter what. They're the custodians of the football club, the supporters, and I'm pretty sure they want to know what's going on.
Progress is clearly being made. You're heading in the right direction in terms of getting the wage bill down, but that then, I suppose it means that it's very easy to suddenly go the other way again by not bringing in the right players. Yeah. So that will affect your recruitment, won't it?
It could do, yeah. And as I said before, I never came here for mediocrity. I want to try and get out of the league, and to do that, you need good players and big players to do it. And there's good players at this club. as I've all said it, they need a bit of help, and if you get that and marry the two of them together, but you're right what you're saying. At the end of the day, it costs money and investment to bring the type of players in.
So practically speaking, Paul, have you got two lists here? List A is what you would really like, and that might cost a bit more than, say, List B, which is possibly what you might have to work with.
I don't want to go to List B, to be honest. And as I said before, I know the plan that I want, and hopefully I know in the next couple of weeks what's going to happen.
All right, let's talk about football, shall we? Because you've got a massive game on Saturday, and a fantastic occasion to look forward to. Preston are bringing 7,000 fans. I'm sure you're just hoping that the Rovers supporters come out as well in numbers.
Do you know what I think? Listen, I've got no doubt they will. As I said before, when we went to Preston our first game, if we could have took more tickets for that, we would have. It just, I think it was 5,000 it held behind the goal area, so our stadium's bigger behind that goal. So you expect that a crowd like that to come. It's a local kind of game, and you expect to have a big crowd. So any derby game or any, I know it's not as big as Blackburn Rovers or in Burnley, I know that, but it's still a big game. And Burnley, listen, no matter what you say, I know the rivalry behind it. They're a good side, and we, as I said before, I thought we should have got something from that. Bolton was the one that was disappointing as well, but since the turn of the year we've been playing well, and I know going into this game we'll be ready for this.
Without Grant Hanley, how do you think you'll cope? You've got options on the bench, have you, at the minute?
No, I have, yeah. It's a loss because Grant's been a massive player for us throughout this whole season. So, but that's what happens in football. Yellow card, red card. You know, you run the risk of, especially the way he plays the game. You just have to take it and give somebody else a chance to come in and play. But
you must have been mightily encouraged by the performance, the spirit that you showed at Brentford in that last game before the international break. You need more of that.
No, listen, the spirit is never questioned. Never since I've been here. Nothing like that. Work rate, never questioned. Sometimes you lose games, which is fine. There's not been too many times I went away and been majorly down with so-called performances. I thought we've deserved to win games when we shouldn't have, but I've never once come away thinking we've not turned up. And Brentford, I expect that from them to be like that, because I think that's the type of characters they've got.
And it was a great goal that won it. I suppose you want some of the other players to follow suit. A strike like that in the top corner to win the derby on Saturday will be very welcome. It
was a fantastic goal, Shane. I think Tony Watt done excellent for it. And it was a brilliant goal, it really was. And Shane's, to be fair, has chipped in with a couple of important goals for us. So it doesn't, listen, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who scores the goals for us, as long as they go in.
And in terms of what you want to achieve now in the remaining fixtures, we go back to off-field matters again, season ticket sales. How important is it that you try and at least win some of these final home games to attract the fans back next year?
All we can do is try and win as many games as we can. From now, we've got 8 games to go, and we'll try and win as many games as we can. As I said, I think we're playing well enough to be in the fight for all the games to play. If we can do one more than not, it bumps up that table anyway. And listen, you're hoping supporters, okay, let's go and watch what happens next year. And listen, as I said before, the supporters are vital to this club, that's for sure.
And in terms of your injuries, we know obviously Grant can't play through suspension. Anybody else at the minute just struggling?
Corey's doing really well. He's trained the last couple of days outside with the medical team, so this one will be probably a bit too early for him. We'll see how he is